Coming up on News Live at 6, President Biden in Syracuse today, the huge funding that's set to help the Micron project.
The size of 40 football field, 40. Big enough to fit 4 carrier drones inside and still have space left over.
Plus, Biden's inspirational speech to have Syracuse be an expansive workforce hub in the technology industry.
And protesters gathered outside the Museum of Science and Technology, demanding Biden to end the genocide in Gaza. News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Investing in America, that's President Biden's message as he came to Syracuse to celebrate a big subsidy. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Nicole Aponte.
And I'm Chilekasi, Adele. That's right. The president touting that $6.1 billion grant presented to Micron.
Biden's administration announced the multi-billion-dollar grant last week, which is set to help Micron Technology build its computer chip plant complex in Clay. However, some of that money will be used for the smaller plant being built in Boise, Idaho. That's where the Micron's headquarters are stationed. The administration also announced another $7.5 billion loan from the federal CHIPS program, totaling $13.6 billion.
Yep, it's the second largest CHIPS subsidy in the nation. We've got team coverage for you this evening. Caitlin Campbell, she's going to recap the highlights. Caitlin, good evening.
Hey, good evening, Nicole and Chile. That's right. So tonight, this afternoon, the president spoke at the Museum of Science and Technology, and we were able to see a bunch of famous faces, such as Governor Kathy Hochul. We saw CEO of the Micron Technology, Sanjay Mehrotra, and all of them were there to celebrate and commemorate this $6 billion grant. Now, the 70,000 jobs and innovation that will be brought to Syracuse that they believe.
We're restoring something that has been long elusive in this area. We're bringing back hope. President Biden, thank you for bringing hope back to upstate New York, and we'll forever change the country. Thank you, Mr. President.
Now, when Biden spoke, he opened with the recognition of the fallen police officers from the Syracuse Police Department and expressed condolences for the community. During his speech, he reflected on his time here at Syracuse University and the connection to upstate New York to then continue the celebration and hope for Syracuse with Micron. He said that Syracuse will quickly become a, quote, workforce hub in the technology industry. His biggest message, though, was of unity, stating that Micron project will help anyone and everyone, no matter party affiliation.
I promise to be present for all of America, whether you voted for me or not. Today's investment helps Americans everywhere, red states and blue states, and proves that we leave no one behind. Of the infrastructure jobs and proposals, we have more than in red states than in blue states. It's about America.
The people in the museum today were electrified by the speakers and by Biden. It was one of celebration today in downtown Syracuse. People were left with hope and anticipation for the Micron project. That's all I have. Back to you guys.
Caitlin Campbell, thank you so much.
While Biden was inside the museum, protesters stood outside.
That's right, Nicole. Numerous groups of people chanted and waved Palestinian flags. Their gripe: they don't like the way the president has handled the war between Israel and Hamas. Our Mike Lamort was outside today as they gathered. Mike, what did you see?
Guys, from megaphones to picket signs to flags, I saw it all. And before the president could even make it inside to the podium, the protesters had this to say. Protesters from all around central New York came to the most, not for the Micron announcement, but to demand the president stop the genocide going on in Gaza.
For 202 days now, we've watched tens of thousands of people being killed and then millions of people being displaced from their homes, a kind of violence that I don't think most people have seen in their lifetime that we're seeing on our phone screens every day now.
Many activists at the scene say the United States is just too complicit when it comes to the violence.
The clearest way that the President of the United States and I would say the American public, the taxpayer base, are complicit is funding the bombs and the weapons and the tools of oppression, of apartheid, and of genocide.
Some Republicans at the event recognized what they say is a shared enemy in President Biden, but thought that the protesters were going a bit too far.
They're badmouthing our police. Our police just walked by and they were booing them and saying very bad things to them. Yeah, they were doing that, and we don't want no part of that. We want law and order, civility, and civil discourse. That's what the Republicans are about.
Either way, the protesters felt the message was just too important not to share.
There's people whose lives would be saved tomorrow if we could have a ceasefire today, and the U.S. has the power to achieve that, and we're asking the president to listen to us about that.
Now, President Biden made no comments about the protests during the event and just carried on with his speech about Micron. Chile, Nicole.
Michael Moore, thanks so much. Let's take a first look at our weather. Yeah. It was sunny, but it was cold out today.
Very cold to start in the morning, but you see the temperatures now a little bit towards the 50s, early 50s. It rebounded a little bit.
My fingers are crossed. Hopefully it's going to be a nicer weekend as we round out our time here at Syracuse University. We're praying. Hopefully. Luke Welch, he's outside right now on the weather deck. Luke, give us some good news tonight.
Well, Nicole and Chile, after a chilly April morning, it's become a beautiful spring night. As you can see, the flowers are blooming. We've been sitting at roughly above 45 degrees all day, but finally we've hit over that 50-degree mark, and we're seeing the best of it around the region, to be honest. We're up in the high 40s in Penn, out in Rochester, and down in the Myra, they're just a degree under us. If we take a look later into tonight, we're going to be dropping down a few degrees. However, those winds are going to be dropping down, so if you do make your way outside, you might want a jacket. That's all I have for now. Nicole and Chile, I'll send it back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Luke. Hey, we're going to toss to Max Williams now. He's going to give us a little bit of a recap of what we said. Actually, we're going to go to break, over to Cammie Brebner with what's coming up in our next block here on News Live at 6.
Thanks so much. So a SU student worker spoke to me about the union and the student workers' combined effort to start a union.
You're watching CitrusTV News live at 6 with Chilekasi Adele, Nicole Aponte, and Luke Welch. Now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Now let's talk about President Biden's touchdown here in central New York today. Yeah. I want to talk about the protesters that were outside of the most today. Mike Lamort covered that for us, but this is something that we've been seeing nationally.
Yes, we've not only seen those protests that we saw today earlier, awaiting Biden's arrival and speech here in central New York, but also talking about the greater themes we've seen at college campuses across the country, like Columbia. Obviously, we've seen the encampment that's gone on there for a little over a week now.
And it's garnered national
and it's spread
attention.
nationally.
Exactly. And University of Rochester also having very similar protest going on right now on their campus, but also Majority Leader Chuck Schumer also talked about how important unionization was in his speech today as well.
Yeah, switching gears, we're talking about that organized labor, right? And we've seen it on our campus, the grad student workers last month ratifying their first union contract. That's about a year after they had voted to unionize. And now we're seeing some other workers on campus with a similar movement.
Well, that's where our Cami Brenner, she's been following us a story for us. She's in the studio now. Cami, the grad student workers ratified their first union contract last month, and there's some steam picking up for organized labor, isn't there?
Yes, there is, Nicole. This week has been super busy with the students voting for for whether or not creating a union would better their working conditions. CitrusTV spoke to one of their grad students workers who says he's been fighting for a union for quite some time.
51.
SU food service and library workers are voting to recognize a union. Student workers at Syracuse University voted 1,146 to 1 in favor of recognizing their union. Voting took place this past Tuesday and Wednesday at the Dome and consisted of mostly graduate students. The workers look to create a union that will improve their pay, unhealthy working conditions, and worker-manager relations. SU food service worker Nawajis gives us more insight.
We as student workers over here on campus have been trying to unionize for quite a while now. We have bad health insurance and the pay is not being kept up with how expensive everything is nowadays. So we want a pay increase as well. We want other benefits which the commercial workers have who work with us. Many, if not most, student workers feel that the student and the commercial employees, we work on the same things as them. We have the same responsibilities. It's like we have full-time responsibilities and like part-time jobs. We feel like there's quite a bit of imbalance. At the end of the day, we don't want to send a message that it's like students versus commercial workers. It's just that we want the same benefits as them because we feel like we deserve them and we work quite a bit hard for them.
Student workers now will be a part of that union, but the benefits they'll get is still up to question. Nicole and Chile, back to you.
All right, Cami, thanks so much. To the latest now, Southwest Airlines has announced it is stopping service to and from Hancock Airport in August.
Well, this follows the announcement that the airline is making widespread service cuts across its network. In addition to Syracuse, the airline is also pulling out of Bellingham International Airport in Washington, Houston's Bush Airport, and Cozumel International in Mexico. The cuts are due to delivery delays for new Boeing jets. The regional airport authority says it's going to remain engaged with Southwest to potentially relaunch service in Syracuse down the line.
To new details now, Syracuse Congressman Brandon Williams hasn't held an in-person town hall in nearly a year, until tonight. Citrus TV political reporter Luke Radel joins us live from Vernon Verona Sherrill High School. That's about 40 minutes away from campus and about 30 minutes away from Utica. The town hall, it's minutes away. Luke, what's the reasoning behind the congressman starting these up again?
Hey there, Chile and Nicole. That's right, I'm here at VVS High School, a place that I have not been since my championship match for cross country in sophomore year of high school. Now, I'm not the one running tonight. It's Congressman Brandon Williams. He's running for re-election and has decided to start up these town halls again. Now, let me tell you about what he had to say to me earlier this week. You're starting to do town halls again this week after an 11-month break. Do you enjoy doing these meetings, and what have you learned from hearing constituent concerns?
That's a great question, Luke. You know, town halls are terrific. Our system of government requires a dialogue. It's the way the founders set up our form of government, that the government is very close. It's representative of the people, and that means that you have to have a conversation. What's difficult about those is that there's a lot of people that don't want to have a conversation. They want to shout. They want to drown out other opinions or try to intimidate those. And frankly, I just am not easy to intimidate. And I'm just here to answer questions like I am for you, just to answer questions as directly as I can.
Now, on the way over to the town hall, we got a little bit of breaking news in the race for New York's 22nd District. Democrat Clemmy Harris, a Utica University professor, has announced that he is ending his campaign for Congress, meaning that the Democratic primary in June to see who will run against Brandon Williams will be one-on-one between John Mannion and Sarah Clee Hood. We'll be tracking all of that for you right here on Citrus TV News. Even as the summer progresses, you can always follow me on Twitter at Luke Radel. Chile and Nicole, back over to you.
Luke, thanks so much. Now, we've been talking about the President's Day here in Syracuse, but here to recap it all is Max Williams.
President Biden making a trip to the Salt City.
This is such a big deal, and it is a big deal.
A historic day as Central New York celebrates the progress of Micron technology, the largest private investment in New York.
It's going to transform our semiconductor industry, a pillar of modern economy.
Micron will receive $6.1 billion to help fund its computer chip plant in Clay.
We're bringing advanced chip manufacturing back to America after 40 years.
Biden was joined today by Kathy Hochul and Chuck Schumer.
The moment the president signed the Chips and Science Act into law, I knew we had to move quickly here in New York.
Syracuse today, from head to toe.
And while President Biden has touched down here in Syracuse, many people are not happy about it.
Downtown, protesters flooding the most, where Biden made his first stop.
For Israel's crimes!
Micron is set to be completed and fully operational by 2030. In Syracuse, Max Williams, Citrus TV News.
Max, thanks so much for your coverage tonight. Well, when we come back, a look at the weather across the region and around the nation, SC's most accurate weather forecast after the break. Stay with us.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner!
Go. Excellent. Cyprus. Yeah, I saw you guys out there. We're the family. Yeah! Oh, I thought you were on my team.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Just about 6:18 now. Another check of our weather with our Luke Welch. This is kind of sad. It's our last show, our last live six for the semester, and ours forever.
Retirement.
Give us some good.
I do have some good news because I have a gift for you because it's blooming spring, so I brought this flower out from my live shop for you guys as a parting gift for you
so
lovely
considerate.
seniors.
So Wilton.
And I have another surprise for you guys. So I know that you guys are leaving to get your big people jobs. So I decided to take a look at the weather around those regions. You know what? To get a little bit. So we have it in Cincinnati. I know, Nicole, that's where you're going. It's sunny, mild, and I hope you keep those sunny, mild temperatures throughout the rest of the summer. In Pittsburgh, Chile, it's mostly cloudy with a high of 57. You know, those temperatures you can ask for.
You just blew my cover.
That's where I'm headed this summer, Honolulu. But so it's going to be 80 and strong winds. So I really don't want to leave you guys in the dust, but you know what will be leaving us? These cold temperatures finally. Let's take a look at that 5-day forecast. If we see sunny and mild tomorrow with a high of 64 degrees, we're really going to start to get up there. And yes, that rain system is going to be coming in, but let's not focus on that for now. If we see Saturday, we're going to see those AM sun and those PM showers, and that rain is going to continue into Sunday and Tuesday when we see a high of 74. But hey, you really can't complain about those temperatures. Now let's take a look at this rain system that we're going to be experiencing. It's going to be coming up late in Tuesday into early Wednesday, where we see that rain just keeping coming down. But hey, even though you got to grab a rain jacket and those boots, it's going to be pretty warm outside. That's all I have in weather for now. Sam Corcoran, what's coming up in sports?
Well, Luke, it may be cold outside, but Syracuse women's lacrosse has been anything but that. The Orange have won 10 of its last 11. I'll tell you how they can bump that to 11 of 12 next on sports.
Women are bad with money.
That's what the world's been saying for centuries.
But now, we've got something to say.
Save it. Save the old-fashioned advice, the empty excuses. It's all worthless, unlike us.
To our fellow females, it is time to save ourselves by saving our money.
Contributing to our futures, investing in our independence.
Until we're no longer
80%
more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement.
So again, we say to that, save it.
The falsehoods, the feelings of fault, then the funds.
Learn how to save for your retirement at wesaysaveit.org.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
And now, your CitrusTV Sports Report.
While you were busy focusing on President Biden's motorcade, Syracuse women's lacrosse is creating its own in Charlotte. Welcome into sports. I'm Sam Corcoran. The top-seeded Orange continue to roll through ACC play. Just one loss in conference, and now a trip to the ACC semifinals coming tomorrow against Virginia. But before that, let's take a look about how the Cuse punched its ticket. Number 1 Syracuse and number 9 Louisville squared off yesterday in the Queen City. You see Emma Ward getting ready there. And how about another Emma putting in earlier, Emma Mushnick, to get Syracuse the 1-0 lead. Remember that first name as we go throughout this game, Emma. But it wasn't all fun and games for Syracuse. Ryan Atkins gives the Cardinals the lead, so a little early scare for Syracuse. But then the Orange take over, go on a big offensive run, capped off by this over-the-head shot from Emma Tyrell. And then another Emma doing the work. Emma Ward pivots, fires it in. Syracuse up big going into the half. So Emma Ward, Emma Tyrell. How about the connection right there? Ward to Tyrell to keep boosting Syracuse's lead. And it was all Orange from there. Emma Tyrell with the dagger to win it. Syracuse takes this one 17-8, gets a season sweep of Louisville. So the Orange get by round 1. As for round 2, it's the 5th-seeded Cavaliers gearing up for battle with SU. Now, UVA gave SU some trouble earlier in the season down at Charlottesville. The Hoos led for the majority of March 23rd's contest, up by as many as 4 goals. But the Cuse came back and put Virginia away in the 4th. The rematch is set for Friday at 5. Well, speaking of teams on a dominant postseason push, how about those Knicks? If you haven't watched the ending to Game 2 against the Sixers, just take a look behind me. Down 5, Jalen Brunson cashes in the 3. Then New York steals the Philly inbound, and after Dante DiVincenzo misses his triple, the Knicks grab the rebound, and second time's the charm for DDV. New York takes Game 2 in a 2-0 series lead, and after the game, DiVincenzo said he wasn't going to miss his chance.
Honestly, after I missed the first one, I was really hoping that Isaiah got it, because I knew that, the rotation of everything, I was going to get a second look. So thank God he got the offensive rebound.
So the series now shifts to Philadelphia for games 3 and 4. Knicks took both regular season games at Wells Fargo Center this year. We'll see if they can make it 3 straight tonight at 7:30. Now let's head off the field where the NFL stars of tomorrow will hear their names called over the next 3 days. Yes, happy draft day, folks. The draft kicks off at 8 when the clock begins ticking for the Chicago Bears. USC quarterback Caleb Williams is expected to hear his name called to be the Bears' QB1 for years to come. Some other names you might hear tonight, well, there's a plethora of gunslingers. Just to name a few, UNC's Drake May, national championship J.J. McCarthy from Michigan, and Heisman winner Jaden Daniels out of LSU. It's also a heavy receiver class. Ohio State's Marvin Harrison Jr. headlining that position. His father, Marvin Harrison Sr., a former Orange. Nicole and Chile.
Sam, thanks so much. I'm wondering, do you think any Syracuse players will make the NFL draft?
I don't think there's going to be players drafted, but I do think you might see some undrafted free agents, guys like Caleb Okechukwu. Isaiah Johnson was a combine invite, so maybe watch out for after the draft to see some Syracuse guys make some rosters.
Should be interesting. Sam Corcoran, thanks so much.
Thank you, guys.
When we come back, one last check of your weather. Stay with us.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Wait, why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where the cats go on vacation? New York.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Well, when you wake up tomorrow morning, well, depending on when you wake up, it's either going to be cold or warm. If you're waking up at 6 a.m. like I did this morning, I highly don't recommend that because it's going to be less than 30 degrees. It's going to be pretty freezing out there. But if you wake up at those more normal times for class, you're going to get up there into those mid 40s, those high 50s that we're going to experience later in the day to that high of 64, as I mentioned earlier. And then better enjoy those temperatures as you can tomorrow because, again, over the weekend, those showers are coming. So definitely enjoy the warm temperatures. I know it's your guys' last day of classes tomorrow on Friday, so definitely enjoy it that last Friday, guys.
We definitely will. We're trying to enjoy this show too. I feel like I've gotten teary-eyed many times so far, but there's a video that our executive producer, Kelsey Leary, put together. We haven't seen yet, and I think we're all really excited to see this too.
Adele and Nicole, I can't believe this is our last show. I remember walking in the Citrus TV guys for the first time in August of 2020.
It feels kind of crazy that 4 years just goes by like this.
Everybody's going to miss you so much, but I know you'll do amazing things in the future.
You guys have been the most amazing mentors to me, and I know you guys are going to kill it so much in these brand new big cities that you're headed off to.
I am so proud of the both of you and can't wait to see where your careers take you because I know it is going to be great.
Looking at you, I know that the future of journalism is bright.
Thank you so much for everything you've done, both as a mentor to me and to everyone else around the station.
I've learned everything that I do today because of you two. You guys have gone above and beyond for everybody you know, and especially for me. And I don't think I could thank you enough.
You two were both my first mentors, and you're ending as my mentor. And you're not only ending as that, you're also ending as two of my best friends and my role models inside of Citrus and in life in general.
I cannot wait to see what you guys do next, and I'll always be supporting you.
I know you guys are going to go off and do amazing things, and I can't wait to see it. Don't forget to come back and visit.
Okay, how do you follow that up, huh?
I don't even know. Just first off, this station has given me so much, working alongside of people that have truly invested in me. Ricky Sayer, Josh Myers, Aaron Lyons. I'm gonna start crying, take it away.
I'll try to. You know, I guess quickly I'll say here, one of the things that we've always wanted to do is good journalism. And every day I walked in through the mindset that we weren't beneath or less than anybody in town or across the country, that we were just as good at them. So I hope to the degree in which we've helped here on this campus, here at the station, that we've helped to inform you in your dorms, wherever you may be. And one of the coolest things to hear is to hear people who are invested, who care about what's going on, and to say that they trust us to get their news.
And
that feels wonderful.
And it's been such a pleasure telling the stories of Central New York and making a difference in people's lives. So thank you to everyone at Citrus. Thank you to everyone behind the scenes. I know we both love you.
Yes.
So.
That's CitrusTV News live at 6 for this Thursday.
Don't forget, you can follow us on X and Instagram at CitrusTV News. Now, for the final time here on Live at 6, I'm Nicole Aponte.
And I'm Chilekasi, Adele. Please hug your loved ones tonight. We'll see you soon.